In this video, we'll show you how to replace the rear brake hose on your Subaru Baja. This is located in the rear of the vehicle and behind the wheel. Let's get started. With the vehicle raised and supported, we can go ahead and remove our lug nuts with a 19mm. If you can't remove the wheel, you can thread one lug nut back on about halfway. Then I'm going to use a dead blow hammer and strike the back side of the tire. Try not to hit the rim. And we can remove the wheel. To help hold the brake fluid from dripping out while I remove the caliper, I'm going to use this hood prop rod to hold the brake pedal down between the seat and the brake pedal. We can go ahead and remove the banjo bolt with a 12mm. Now we have a tab on the back side of our shim. If you can't pry it out, certainly tap on it with a hammer and the flathead screwdriver from the back side. But you want to be very careful not to damage it, otherwise you'll need to get a new one. With the shim removed, we can remove our brake line. And start to get the upper portion of the hose into the bracket and line up the two flat pieces on the fittings. We can start to get our shim in place. I'm just going to give that a little tap. Line up our brake line into the hose and start threading in the fitting. The brake line fitting should be tight, but you don't need to wrench down on it too hard. You can go ahead and install one of the copper crush washers onto the banjo bolt. Get that into the banjo fitting, and then install the other crush washer on. Go ahead and snug that up, and we can tighten that to 13 foot-pounds. Don't forget to remove your brake pedal depressor. Now we'll remove the bleeder screw cap. Go ahead and loosen up the bleeder screw. Looks like we're getting some good clean fluid out of there. We'll go ahead and close down the bleeder screw. And we'll just snug it down. And reinstall your cap. If you do have a spongy pedal still, you may want to do a full brake bleed procedure. We'll go ahead and remove the cap. Make sure you top off the reservoir. And don't forget to replace your cap. Line up the lug studs. I like to get one lug nut threaded all the way in. That'll hold it on while I get the rest on. We'll snug these down. We can torque these to 80 foot-pounds in a star pattern. We'll use our brake parts cleaner and clean around the cap. We don't want any dirt or debris falling into our reservoir. We'll go ahead and remove the cap. If you have a filter inside, you'll want to remove that now. Now I'll use a fluid extractor to remove as much fluid from the reservoir as we can. It's good to have a receptacle to catch any of the fluid. Now that we've extracted as much fluid as we can, we'll go ahead and top this off before bleeding our system. And don't forget to replace your cap. When bleeding our system, we need to do it according to the manufacturer's procedure order. We're going to start with the passenger's front, followed by the driver's rear, the driver's front, and then do the passenger rear. Starting at our first caliper, we can go ahead and remove the cap. I'll be using a 10mm brake line hose and some clear line so that we can see the air bubbles leaving the system. Now I'm going to have my assistant pump the brake pedal. My assistants let me know that they're holding the brake pedal. We can go ahead and loosen. Pedals at the floor, we can go ahead and tighten. We'll repeat this process until there's no more air bubbles in the line. Now that we have no more air bubbles coming out of our line, we can move on to the next caliper. Don't forget to reinstall the cap. We'll go ahead and remove our bleeder screw cap. For the rear calipers, we'll be using an 8mm. Get our hose on there, and we can have the assistant pump the brake pedal.
Holding.
Go ahead and release.
Floor.
Pump.
Holding. Floor.
Looks like we don't have any more air bubbles. We can go ahead and remove our hose and the wrench. And we can do the same on the other side. Don't forget to replace your cap. After you bleed each caliper, it's good to clean it down with some brake and parts cleaner. After bleeding the first two, make sure you top off the reservoir. And don't forget to replace your cap. Once all your calipers are bled, you want to make sure to fill the reservoir to the max line. Pump up the brake pedal and make sure it's nice and firm. If it's not, you might need to perform the procedure again. Make sure when you reinstall your wheels, you torque them to 80 foot-pounds. Take your vehicle for a road test. If the brake pedal feels firm, you're all set.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.